And we pause now for the national anthems. Men's teams, it's surely an extrapolation of where we are now. The girls are so good.
Yeah, they are. Whether that would ever happen, I'm not so sure, but certainly the game is developing really quickly and the interest in it is as well.
This is the home team lineup. The kind of players that we expect, the kind of performances we expect from the individuals trying to make this formation work.
Yeah, I mean, it can at first glance look cautious, but it just depends on the attitude of the players out there. And once they've got a foothold in this game, they can get a little bit more adventurous and push on.
Have a look now at the lineup for the visiting team. He looks as though the manager has set up a team here. Whatever happens, we're not going to be beaten today.
Does look that way, doesn't it? And I hope it's not a dull affair, this, because we've seen these managers set up teams in the past and just concentrating on a clean sheet.
Here's the kickoff, and the game is underway. They could pose some danger now. It's Noyola. Meseguer. Torrejon. Here's Losada. This is how they love to play on the break. Mayo! Oh, that's a fantastic goal. What a way to start the game. First attempt, first goal.
Well, if you look back through the archives, you'll see that this player has scored quite a few from these kind of distances, and it is a knack.
So the first goal, it's 1-0 to San Pedro. Here's Corredera. And here they are on the attack. Here's Losada. Meseguer. Losada. Trying to switch on the attacking power in this situation. Offside, the officials clearly in agreement, and that's a straightforward offside decision. Well, that is a cheap piece of play to give the ball away like that. Hermoso! Hit it hard, but not very true. Robles. Here's Perez. On to the attack now. Perez! Whoa, that's flown over the bar.
Oh, the crowd were up on their feet there. It was a spectacular effort.
Ocampo. Here's Putellas. Moving forward with some danger to the opposition now they're here. Can't lose it here. Here's Corredera, and she returns the ball. Incisive pass. Hermoso! Not far away at all.
Well, if they keep creating chances, I'm sure they'll take one. That was a decent effort, you know.
Noyola. Good forward play from them. Good score! That's a good clearance because it's got the ball well out of harm's way. That throw has literally tossed possession away. Corredera. Return pass. Now here's a chance to get at the opposition. Tackle goes in. To Ocampo. Plenty of width for the team to attack into. Corral. Well, they're in a good position here. Surely. Wonderful finish. Well, that's real quality, and she is a player capable of doing this time and time again.
That's really wonderful skill, and we've seen her do this before. Certainly no fluke, that.
Just widen the margin here to 2-0. Corral. Well, this attack has got a bit of menace to it. Corredera. Here's Torrejon. Able to make a good interception. They've got the ball back, but it's a quick break. Perez. Real chance now. Saw the goal and went for it. Goal! Well, they've taken the low route here, and they've got themselves a goal well out of the keeper's reach.
Well, if you look back through the archives, you'll see that this player has scored quite a few from these kind of distances, and it is a knack.
Well, they've increased their lead here, and that could just wrap up the match.
Yeah, they're the much better team out here today, and that scoreline reflects that.
One team really on their game today, the other very off-colour. That's good movement forward here. Here's Putellas. Some options now for the pass. That's an easy interception. The pass wasn't really a very thoughtful one. Here's Losada. Played for, threads it through. It's a good cross. And the goalkeeper got a touch to that. Fine save. The break is definitely on. Surely! Well, she's taken the shot on, and all credit to her for that, but not what she wanted.
Yeah, some you win, some you lose. Unfortunately for her, that was the latter.
Losada. To San Pedro. Stopped emphatically and just as well. The approach play looked very encouraging. Into the attacking third. Has to score. Oh, it's in there.
Oh, good finish, no doubt, Martin, but what about the play before that? What about the passing? Wonderful team effort.
Well, there is a big difference between these two teams, and that goal has meant it's reflected in the scoreline.
I think it's going to be a stroll from here on in because they've got a big cushion, rightly so, well in the lead.
Well, this is a truly outstanding start to the game. A fantastic first half. And the decision for the added time is 3 minutes. Here's Putellas to Corral. And here they are on the attack. Chance from the pass. And shoots! Plenty of pap. Well, a real sense of surprise here as the half-time whistle goes. Has been the first half well worth watching. Now this is how they love to play on the break. Mayo! And as you can see from the scoreline as we start the second half, there might not be too much of a contest left in this game. Well, this attack has got a bit of menace to it. Here's Meseguer. Here's San Pedro. Not a good challenge by the defender. Promising build-up until that challenge. Rangel. To San Pedro. There's some potential in this move. And here's the shot. That's a very worthy effort, just outside the post. Perez. Here's Corredera. Good position. They've worked this attack very well into quite a dangerous position now. Whipped in from the wide area. They've got the ball back by that interception. Shots on here. A real miscue here. And it's going to be 2 changes here. Here's San Pedro to Hermoso. Now they've got a chance in this part of the pitch. Perez. Here's a chance, goalkeeper exposed. To San Pedro. Losada. Come away with the ball cleanly. Great tackle. The shot's on. Wonderful save. So they're setting up for the corner. And in it goes. It's a quick break. Now the shot! Out in front of goal. can see the deflection there, corner. Corner played in. Goes for it with a fist. I'm amazed, Alan, at what we've watched, because couldn't split them when you talked about the teams at the start. Very similar players, very similar stats going into the game, but it's turned out to be one-sided.
Well, it has. I mean, the scoreline would suggest that. In open play, I don't think there's been much to choose between the two, but it's the two sets of strikers that have been the difference. The way the winning side at the moment has taken those chances.
Corredera. It's good vision to be able to switch the play there. Hermoso. Romero. Torresia. That's good movement forward here. Good challenge. Now this is an interesting attack. This could be a chance. And shoots! And it's a goal! Well, they've taken the low route here, and they've got themselves a goal well out of the keeper's reach.
Well, if you look back through the archives, you'll see that this player has scored quite a few from these kind of distances, and it is a knack.
Well, there is a big difference between these two teams, and that goal has meant it's reflected in the scoreline.
I think it's going to be a stroll from here on in, because they've got a big cushion, rightly so, well in the lead.
I don't think we expected this, such a one-sided affair, but look at the scoreline. Here's Paredes. Here's Corredera. Now here's a chance to get at the opposition. And here's the shot. Goalkeeper can only parry it out. To Romero. It's a turnover of possession here. To Torresia. On the attack here. Has to get it away. Jaramillo. Striding forward, purposefully. Can finish it off. Well, that's a fantastic goal.
Well, if you look back through the archives, you'll see that this player has scored quite a few from these kind of distances, and it is a knack.
Well done to get another one, and she's shown a great touch in front of goal to grab both of them, really. I have to say, it's so one-sided today, but all credit to the team that are racking up the goals. Here's Paredes. Here's Losada. Good reading of the play, anticipating the pass. Losada. Here's Torrejon. Here's Putellas. Losada. On to the attack now. Here's San Pedro. Corredera. They've gone wide. Chance to get the ball in the box. Shot on! Mayor. Attacking now. And we're hearing there will be 3 added minutes here. To Hermoso. To Putellas. Hermoso. And the cross goes towards the far post.
Chooses to punch here, the goalkeeper. Good technique.
It probably gets to the point where the strikers feel they're not going to be able to score. This keeper is in his...
Final whistle. Big smiles at the final whistle, and rightly so.
Yeah, I think so. They were by far the